Retirement planning can be a difficult path to navigate for some, or maybe all. And a recent report from BlackRock showed that only 56% of Americans feel like they are on track for their goal. Our next guest says the two outcome guidelines of success or failure could be leading people astray. David Blanchett is PGIM DC Solutions Head of Retirement Research. He's joining us now in the studio. Thank you so much for being here. And you actually posit that there's such a thing as saving too much for retirement, which might be something I've never heard before. So please explain yourself.
So, like that could be good news for a lot of folks out there, but I think the key is how we measure outcomes. And I worry that a lot of the tools that advisors use today, they treat retirement as binary, where either you succeed or fail. And you can't get most of the way there. And if you use metrics like that, it could lead to oversaving. So I'm not suggesting folks don't save for retirement. What I am concerned about is the way that we often relay the information could create the sense that you're not doing well when you're actually on track for success.
Have we seen a massive shift post the depths of pandemic in how people are saving for retirement?
Well, I mean, for better or for worse, if you're saving for retirement, there's a really good chance it's only going to be in a company-sponsored 401k plan, right? You see very little contributions in personal accounts. And so I think that we have seen a growing use of 401k plans, DC plans for Americans, but there's still a big coverage gap. So we're seeing gains, but we're still not where we should be.
And so if people are trying to save for retirement, whether it's through their employee-sponsored plans or for the very few who are doing it outside of that, how should they think about what success looks like or how they should meet their goals?
Well, I think it's really important to get help. You can get help online through an advisor, but have someone else run a projection for you to think about what you should be saving. I think that if you're fortunate to have access to a 401k, save in that. But then beyond that, a question you should ask yourself is what are you passionate about financially that you actually enjoy saving for? Saving for retirement's tough. It doesn't excite folks to save. And so if it's paying off your student loans, if it's saving for a house, find the things that you care about, save for those, and then hopefully over time, you can accumulate some wealth.
You mentioned student loans. We're coming back up to another critical period where a lot of students who hadn't had to pay off their loans recently or weren't penalized for it, where that's going to reassume. And so what type of impact is that expected to have on people's retirement savings now as they're reprioritizing that?
I think it's definitely negative. I think that for a lot of younger Americans, there is this competition for dollars, and resuming student loans will require some folks to save less for retirement. There's obviously no easy answers there, but my suggestion is if you can, at least save up to the match. I understand that there's new money you're going to be spending on your student loans, but the employer matches free money. If you've got it, at least save to there.
And I'm also curious over time how people's philosophy towards saving for retirement has changed, or has it not? I mean, it's hard to do, not just because it's hard to make enough to put enough aside, but it's hard as humans to think long term in that way.
Well, 30 years away is retirement that's going to last for 30 years. That's really tough. And so that's why for a lot of folks that want to save, it's tough to save for retirement. And I think that's why you need to ask this question, what am I passionate about? I think that retirement's going to come due. I mean, and hopefully for all of us, we can retire. So it does require making this conscious choice to save. And people tend to save more as they age, but I think that there's that key of what will actually drive you to make better savings choices, and focus on that when you're younger, because it's hard to save given things like student loan repayments.